This is Yiggen to Yiggen. And in this episode, our guest is AuthenticZee, and we're going to be talking about the off-stream reality.
So when we get that intro in?
When I stop being so dang nervous. I usually just break the ice a little bit for myself. Stop being so nervous. But
your nervous is making me nervous.
It ain't that bad. We get into it, and then it's like, yeah, and then it's like, yeah. Anyways. All right, so welcome. This has been a long time coming, and by long time coming, technically what, like a week? Like, when did I hit you up? And then, well, okay, technically, we talked about it like 2 months ago, but we was just playing, you know, everybody always, yeah, we got to get up and play some games or something. We got to have a deep talk. He's in my chat. Like, yeah, you should do this. And I'm like, I'm trying to have you on the joint. I'm trying to have you on the show. And then it just never happened. I don't know if he thought I was playing or whatever, but then on my end, I just wasn't having no conversations or nothing. So it just never happened. But then the other day, I jumped in Z's chat and was like, yo, what's up? You all right? And then unsuspectedly, he just started going in like, yeah, man. And then it just turned out like, yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired though. I'm like, nah, it's a little more than I'm tired. And he started going in it. He started coaching me and stuff. And I was like, we got to do it now. Like, and then I was diligent. I was like, I ain't going to let this go again. We going to hit this. And he said, yeah. What was you saying though?
Man. We here, man. So yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. And from the first time that I met you, bro, which was about 2, maybe 3 months ago in Bambi's channel. You know what I mean? And I knew right then and there what type of dude you were, man. So you I think me and you, when it comes to just having a lot going on in the background off streaming, you know, we do a lot of thinking. And I can relate to you in that sense. And I felt that in Bambi stream when we had that Discord chat, and I was like, yeah. So that's why I don't know if you remember, I asked you, I said, so why you call yourself RealYiggen? Because as you can see, my name was pretty much similar, but you know, I put authentic in front of mine. So from there, I was like, okay, I gotta see what this guy's about. You know what I'm saying? So it was from there, here we are, you know. So it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here.
I agree. As much as this was my idea and technically my stream, as you can see, he's killing it. And if you're on my stream, it literally just says Yiggen to Yiggen, guest AuthenticZee. And it's done. So I feel like you should just start talking. Go ahead. Nah. I just realized I forgot to put the dang topic on the crap.
Bruh. It's all good. So what are we hitting on today, man? Like what do you like, what's the vibe? What's the rhythm, you know, coming into this?
The topic for today is I gotta go look at it again. Okay. It's the off-stream reality. So I was in this man's stream and he mentioned a bunch of things that just kind of resonated with me on a bigger picture level. And a lot of it had to do with, the first thing he said, for one, was that, you know, I just been going through a lot of stuff, so I haven't really been as consistent as I need to be.
Right.
And then he says something about his heart got dark. Then he says something about, I don't know how to talk to woo woo wham. And I'm not going to keep uncovering these things, but it hit me, man. And I was thinking about it all night. Like I wrote the notes down. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And if he doesn't say yes, then it is what it is. One day, hopefully I can get him, you know? And I was just diligent, man. And so I was like, okay, how can we tie all this into one topic? So I said,
Yeah.
hey, we brainstormed. Not gonna front. We brainstormed,
Yeah.
and it really is all the off stream reality. You know, he said something to me. He said, y'all don't, or he said something in the stream. Y'all don't really see, you know, the all what happens behind the camera.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
thought that was heavy because a
Mhm.
lot of people, they really don't, man. They don't
Exactly.
see it at all.
Right.
And on top of that, they don't understand how not having your life right can hinder success. You know,
Mhm.
like every single thing matters. And I'm already getting emotional about
Nah, man.
it. Like it's if
That's how it
you
works.
yeah, like if things ain't tight in your life and like you still gotta get on this stream and talk the way you need to talk and look the way you look and everything
Yep.
ain't really copacetic as people think. And
Yeah.
a lot of streamers think that a lot of new streamers think that this is gonna be easy. They think you can
Right.
just come on here and play games. I know I did. And you
Mhm.
can grow. They think that it ain't no mental behind it. They think that no matter what's going on in life, it's just gonna all run
Go-
smooth.
Come together. Yeah. Yeah, man.
That ain't the
That's
case.
yeah. That ain't. And well, no, I guess first and foremost, man, I appreciate you for coming in the way you did, because I think we talked about this earlier today on the setup. We mentioned something about uh being all right, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
when somebody asks you that, nowadays it's just camaraderie. It's just something to say. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's no genuality. Like there's nothing genuine about it. It's just make it simple. Hey, hit and run type shit. Excuse my language for saying that, but
Yeah.
I think I think when you came in that day, just going back to the first subject that you wanted to talk about, is you said you was wondering why I said dark heart. And I think a lot of times when we go into streaming, like I said, like you said, our personal lives have a lot to do with that, man. It hits hard. So at the time, for me personally, the most important thing for me right now is family. Most important thing, especially with everything's going on with COVID. Um, the most important thing for me is right now is looking into buying a house to solidify my family in the best way possible. So when of course I'm not married. I am dating a wonderful woman. We're a mixed couple. She's Korean American. I am black and Mexican, and she's my heart. So at the time when you came in there, you asked me if I was all right, and I told you, man, my heart is darkest. Man, we was going through it. We was going through it. So you know how love is, man. Some days it can be up, some days it can be really low. And you caught me on a day that I was really low within the relationship, because I like to call her my queen. Hi, queen. I disappointed my queen. And you know, I made some bad investments which affected our relationship. And I had to go back on stream that day after making her upset, and kind of sit there and try to put on a persona that nobody knows. I had to smile and be hype, be the same person, but in the back of my head I'm thinking, is she okay? Are we good? Because you know how it is. You're a married man. So when
Yeah.
anytime anything goes wrong, maybe, and I'm not trying to, dwell too deep on your life, but you got kids, but if they get hurt, maybe they get, at school with bullying or anything may happen. You got to come here and be a totally different persona with that on your head, man. We ride as streamers, we have a lot on our shoulders that we don't talk about, and like you said, we still have to come here, get dressed, come here and be on camera and be something for not just our families or whatever we have going on in the back, but I feel like a lot of times streamers are something for random people out there. You know what I mean? Like like you said once before, you know, you have people to come in to come see RealYiggen. You have RealYiggens coming to see you. And I truly believe that people who look at streamers look at them as they see comic book heroes, or see them as movie stars, or see them as you know basketball players, football players, anything that can motivate you to be something greater in your own life. You know, a
Yeah.
role model. And I really think I really take heed to that, man. Somebody once told me that, you know, when they're having a bad day, they come in my stream because they want to have you know, I make them feel better about their own life. And I think about that because when I get on streaming, I'm like, okay, it's more than just me, you know. And I could see. So when you came in my stream and you said that, you said, Z, what's really going on? And a lot, you know, it does something for me, man. That little piece of like just initiative did something for me. So I appreciate you. And like I said again, man, I'm glad to be here because these things matter, man. You know, where I come from, you know, it's tough. I've always wanted to do something like this, have all these lights, have my own setup, have you guys experience not just, you know, authentic Z, yeah, but you know, yeah, authentic Z, real me, real Ramsey, you know. So here I am, you know.
Is it Ramsey or Ramses?
So it's Ramses.
Okay, got
So,
you.
but I got tired of people calling me Ramis. So yeah, hey, don't ask me how they got it. It's just it came. Nobody ever got my name right, so I just stuck with Z. The Z's part. The Z took the S off, and I became Z. But that was a childhood name, and yeah, I'm here. I'm here, man. Yeah.
Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you too. And I was actually, and this is just coming from not knowing you, but I was actually impressed by the fact that you told me all of those things, that you're closed, that you've become closed, more closed, that you find it hard to talk to people as of lately. And, you know, a couple more things that we're going to get into later, but you still were willing. And then on top of that, there's certain things that I've been doing this for a certain amount of time that I was like, okay, I'm hitting him up. He ain't answering. I hit him up over here. He ain't answering. But then I got a reply and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, okay, my man's is brave. Because man, I recently just went through a bunch of self-discovery, man. Like
Exactly.
ridiculous amount of self-discovery. And it hurts. You know, and it's scary. It gave me anxiety. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm like on some, I gotta go through it.
Yeah.
Like I know that it's only gonna help. So let's just get this over with and go through it.
Facts.
And
Facts.
I remember being left just sitting here, like ready to stream and just thinking about stuff and just like, I just can't press the button because I'm not in that mindset, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like after a while, I started. See, you said a couple things that I want to unpack. Actually, let's talk about. Let's rewind it.
Let's do it.
You said we got to come up on here and we got to put the face on. And I see Sewer Shark said, "I don't feel that's true." And to an extent, I agree with them. But I 100% understand it because I used to come on here and put the face on. Now I do one or two things. I decided, and I was telling you a little bit about this earlier when I got off work, but I remember when I decided to make my channel me and the things that I love and be unapologetic. You know, obviously you can't just go wild with it. You know what I mean? Because now everybody need to know exactly what argument me and my wife got into, and you know what I mean. But man, when I'm off, either I'd say I'm not streaming, I'm about to edit or whatever, or when I get on here, I use it to vent and I use it to reveal it. Because I remember getting on and just being in a mood. And my boy Stacks, shout out to Stacks, man, because I ain't seen him in a while. He's going through his own stuff, but he asked me like, "What's up, man?" Then he started cracking jokes. And I'm like, all right, that one, he took him like 6 jokes. I was like, that one cheered me up. Appreciate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I was able to really break out and talk about it, you know, and just be like, man, this and this and this is what's been going on. I'm not in the right mental to sit here and play no game. I'm blah, 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 blah. Y'all gonna deal with this right now. And surprisingly, what it showed me is that people care.
Exactly.
You know, especially the regular people, they care. And so from now on, it's like when either I'm not gonna stream because I don't think there's a point to it and I ain't ready to let off, or I go on to let off. Like I put it in my title. I need cheering up. Mother suck. like like come on through. This is not a pity stream. This is y'all are my friends too. Y'all not my friends in person. Hopefully that'll change one day. But y'all are my friends online and y'all have helped me through so many things when my friends in person couldn't relate. You know, the stream game is rough, especially when you understand that you got to be somewhat of an entrepreneur to succeed. And if you want to be paid for it and do it for a living, you definitely got to be an entrepreneur. But that comes with different thinking. And if your in-person friends group ain't on that same page, and you've been talking to the people in your stream community and people you met through YouTube, whatever it may have been, cons, blah, 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 and they have understanding, and they're the ones that you're able to come and talk to, and then they understand and can break stuff down for you and give you different perspectives. That's not like people like to say my friends in real life. No, you're my real life friend. This is my life.
Yeah.
Like it's just a matter of in person or on the internet. Like, and so, man, like in the last year and a half, 2 years, that's what it's been, man, building these relationships through vulnerability, you know, and when people need me, I'll take an hour to not stream if you need to talk to me, you know, or whatever it may be, because I know that that's like, y'all are my peoples, y'all my Yiggins, you know what I'm saying? And the same way my friends group in person, we literally have a voice chat called Yiggins. Like, and ain't no different to me. And so I'm vulnerable about it, man. And I think that you can be at the same time, but I also wouldn't knock you if you felt like that didn't belong on your content. You know what I mean? Like there's 100 million different ways you can go, but there's 2 choices you can make as far as that. And if you feel like, hey, this is what I need to give to people, then that's what you feel like. Like it is what it is. But I will say that I was so uninterested in that mother-sucking game you was playing because you just was not playing it. And you could tell something was eating you up.
It's crazy because it's crazy because I think a lot of anxiety comes with just thinking about negative thoughts. You know what I mean? So, like you said, it takes a strong person to be able to get out of that and try to think something positive. But anxiety, you already know, when anxiety comes, you can't pass off, and I became Z. But that was a childhood name, and yeah, I'm here. I'm here, man. Yeah.
Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you too. And I was actually, and this is just coming from not knowing you, but I was actually impressed by the fact that you told me all of those things, that you're closed, that you've become closed, more closed, that you find it hard to talk to people as of lately. And, you know, a couple more things that we're going to get into later, but you still were willing. And then on top of that, there's certain things that I've been doing this for a certain amount of time that I was like, okay, I'm hitting him up. He ain't answering. I hit him up over here. He ain't answering. But then I got a reply and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, my man's is brave. Because, man, I recently just went through a bunch of self-discovery, man. Like, ridiculous amount of self-discovery. And it hurts. You know, and it's scary. It gave me anxiety. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm like on some, I gotta go through it.
Yeah.
Like, I know that it's only gonna help. So let's just get this over with and go through it.
Facts.
And
Facts.
I remember being left just sitting here, like ready to stream and just thinking about stuff and just like, I just can't press the button because I'm not in that mindset, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, after a while, I started. See, you said a couple things that I want to unpack. Actually, let's talk about. Let's rewind it.
Let's do it.
You said we got to come up on here and we got to put the face on. And I see Sewer Shark said, I don't feel that's true. And to an extent, I agree with them. But I 100% understand it because I used to come on here and put the face on. Now I do one or two things. I decided, and I was telling you a little bit about this earlier when I got off work, but I remember when I decided to make my channel me and the things that I love and be unapologetic. You know, obviously you can't just go wild with it. You know what I mean? Because now everybody need to know exactly what argument me and my wife got into, and you know what I mean? But man, when I'm off, either I say I'm not streaming, I'm about to edit or whatever, or when I get on here, I use it to vent and I use it to reveal it. Because I remember getting on and just being in a mood. And my boy Stacks, shout out to Stacks, man, because I ain't seen him in a while. He's going through his own stuff, but he asked me like, "What's up, man?" Then he started cracking jokes. And I'm like, all right, that one, he took him like 6 jokes. I was like, that one cheered me up. Appreciate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I was able to really break out and talk about it, you know, and just be like, man, this and this and this is what's been going on. I'm not in the right mental to sit here and play no game. I'm blah, 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 blah. Y'all gonna deal with this right now. And surprisingly, what it showed me is that people care.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, especially the regular people, they care. And so from now on, it's like when either I'm not going to stream because I don't think there's a point to it and I ain't ready to let off, or I go on to let off. Like I put it in my title. I need cheering up. Mother suck. like, like come on through. This is not a pity stream. This is y'all are my friends too. Y'all not my friends in person. Hopefully that'll change one day, but y'all are my friends online and y'all have helped me through so many things when my friends in person couldn't relate. You know, the stream game is rough, especially when you understand that you got to be somewhat of an entrepreneur to succeed. And if you want to be paid for it and do it for a living, you definitely got to be an entrepreneur. But that comes with different thinking. And if your in-person friends group ain't on that same page, and you've been talking to the people in your stream community and people you met through YouTube, whatever it may have been, cons, blah, 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 and they have understanding, and they're the ones that you're able to come and talk to, and then they understand and can break stuff down for you and give you different perspectives. That's not like people like to say my friends in real life. No, you're my real life friend. This is my life.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a matter of in person or on the internet. Like, and so, man, like in the last year and a half, 2 years, that's what it's been, man, building these relationships through vulnerability, you know, and when people need me, I'll take an hour to not stream if you need to talk to me, you know, or whatever it may be, because I know that that's like, y'all are my peoples, y'all my Yiggins, you know what I'm saying? And the same way my friends group in person, we literally have a voice chat called Yiggins. Like, and ain't no different to me. And so I'm vulnerable about it, man. And I think that you can be at the same time, but I also wouldn't knock you if you felt like that didn't belong on your content. You know what I mean? Like, there's 100 million different ways you can go, but there's 2 choices you can make as far as that. And if you feel like, hey, this is what I need to give to people, then that's what you feel like. Like, it is what it is. But I will say that I was so uninterested in that mother-sucking game you was playing because you just was not playing it. And you could tell someone was eating you up.
It's crazy because it's crazy because I think a lot of anxiety comes with just thinking about negative thoughts. You know what I mean? So, like you said, it takes a strong person to be able to get out of that and try to think something positive. But anxiety, you already know, when anxiety comes, you can't think about nothing but the bad. So when you came in, and that's what it became about, right? You was like, yo, turn this off and hit just chat.
Yeah, because you was going in, and I'm like, yo, this is what we need.
This is what we need.
Because you didn't even see your face. You was like sitting there, like,
but it's
acting like you was listening.
Nah, man, it's so political, right? It's so political, especially being a brown, a dark skinned brother in any platform. They either take it, people either take it as in you're being radical or just not cooperative if it comes from you. So you don't want to. That's why the face was created. That's why conservative and clean Twitch streams were created, I feel. And listen, I'm not sitting here trying to be a woke person, but that's just what it is. When you express yourself emotionally, people feel like you're being a radical, and I don't want to be labeled as one, because then people push away from you.
Man, you know what I would say to that, man? Let them turn the channel. like literally, I don't know if you like, okay, I was talking to Z about this earlier, and you just can't worry about that. At least when it comes to viewership. When it comes to friends and all that type of stuff, yes. Let's dive deep and let's try to figure this out, and why are you pushing away? But at the same time, if you dragging me down and I'm trying to do my thing to a certain extent, I gotta distance myself. Now, it ain't no F this and F him, and unless they disrespectful and stuff, but you can't be upset about how a person feels. No matter how good you think you're doing and blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to viewership, like I said, I had regulars in there for a year. Most active dude ever got into a car crash, paralyzed, just disappeared. And he messaged me, it was like, sorry, I was in a car crash, and I was like, oh, like my heart, I was chasing you. And then I felt some type of way at that. This is earlier in my career. I felt some type of way like, oh man, he don't want to watch me no more. And is it me and all this other stuff? And then I had another dude. Yeah, man, I just changed the night shift.
Yeah.
And it's just like
reality.
Like I can't control this.
Yeah, you can't. I think, you know, it's crazy, bro, because streaming has so many like double-ended blades. So when we talk about like, you know, people putting on the face and trying to make, like you say, intentional content, you know, we try to appeal to our audience, and a lot of times it's hard. Like you said, if you're doing streaming, it's almost like you have to do it full time to get it where you want it to, you know, be at. So to do that, like we always talk about it, let's just be honest with it. A lot of streamers say it's not about the money, it's not about the viewership, which initially it's not supposed to be. But in reality to life and what happens is, let's just be honest, when it comes to Twitch, and nobody will say this, it helps a lot. Viewership and the money will help you invest into Twitch more often. A lot of people don't know that, like when I get my money from Twitch, if I ever do, immediately what I do is I put my money in it and all invests back into Twitch, whether it's content for the background, whether I go around and you know, support my fellow streamers like you, Yiggen. I come in like sub to you, and like all that is coming from what people had gave me from Twitch. So, you know, I want to put it back into being able to make this content, but a lot of people won't say it, man. And I think, like I said, it's so political, and at the same time, it's very difficult to say what's right and what's needed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I say, when we want to put this face on and we don't want to do it, is because we don't want to be seen as radical, because we know if it's any given time, like you said before, you had a lot of support and people didn't know that, officer. And then when you came back, it was gone because you wanted to be the realest you can be. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that don't want that for you. You know, let's just be honest with you. And so now, when I started my stream coming in, I was hyped because I was so happy. I was happy. I would come in, I'd be like, "Yo, it's Yiggen, what's up, boy?" You know, and I'd be happy to see you. I would be genuinely happy to see you. But then when things in real life, like you said, start happening, I'm tired. You know, and then people was like, "Yo, Z, what's wrong? Z, what's going on with you? Why you different?" You know, well, let's just be honest. We're humans, man. At the same time, whereas we could be happy, we have chill modes. You think I'm out here in my real life just going around, you know, tripping out, just, you know, I'm not, you know. We have chill modes. I can't go to work like that. I can't go outside like that. I can't, you know, just be that type of person all the time. And I think a lot of times that's what influenced you to do what you wanted to do, is make something that was true to you and your lifestyle. Like the things that you might find funny, your viewers might not always find funny, but at the same time, you don't, you know, like you said, you don't want to always appeal to them. You just want to do your own thing to the best of your ability. But sometimes, let's just be honest with you, if we wanted to do this Twitch stream full time, being yourself, and be if yourself is not profitable for you because people don't see it that way, it's a tough life. It's a tough life. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Because
tough.
yeah,
It's doable
tough.
though.
It
It's
is.
tough and
It definitely
doable.
is. You're right. You're right. You're right. It is. it's just really hard. I think, like I said, I told you earlier, a lot of times, I had a lot of chances. I think number one thing I'm promoting right now is diverse collabing with people outside of your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get people to do what you do. Like I think Egyptian said that you haven't done it in a long time, or you haven't done it in a long time. With a brother like myself, but I am very proud of you for actually stepping outside, bro, and inviting others that that are of different culture, different ethnicity, different backgrounds, because that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you start opening up, there's going to be more people that starting to open up, and that's how we can find a unity when it comes to this Twitch thing. But
Right.
ultimately, at the end of the day, bro, it's really tough to think that we have these communities that are just built on one specific race or color, and trying to change that, man. I'm trying to change that, and if we can change that, I know we can expand.
Yeah,
You know, so
I agree.
yeah. But
Um,
yeah.
I had some notes, but I didn't write one thing down because you didn't say it until now. And while we're
Mm,
here, I'd like to unpack it. And
okay.
that's the reality that when that you have to have good relationships in order to succeed. You have to be even keel in order to succeed. You have to be equally yoked in order to succeed. And
Yeah.
a lot of people who ain't put in the work to understand what this means, and this is from personal experience, say that it means that you're blaming your lady, you're blaming your friends for the lack of success. When in all actuality, I can tell you from experience that I've the lack of success for me 100% comes from the fact that me and my wife have been going through a dark period,
Yeah.
and that bled into every aspect of my life. And I have
Yeah.
not had the mental real estate to think clearly and progress.
Totally understandable.
And
Totally.
it's not
200%.
my wife's fault. It's
It's not.
not my fault. It's as a couple, as a married couple, we got to get it right. And
Real
when
talk.
you said I disappointed my queen, bro, you know how many, when I first started streaming, I was so selfish, dog. Like, I'm going to stream this. When she said, well, I need this and this, and I said, oh, well, if I don't stream this amount of days, because I'm smart now. I don't watch top 10 ways to grow. How to get from 1 to 1,000 followers. You know what I'm
I've been
saying?
there.
I
I've
know
been
what it
there.
is. And I say, nah, I
I've
can't
been
make it if I don't do at least 4 days, 4 plus hours a week, like an hour a day. I don't know what to
That's real.
tell you. So I don't even got to stream, right? Now,
Mhm.
mind you, I would have not streamed,
Mhm.
but I knew that my wife loves me. And I knew by me completely cutting it off, that was going to touch something in her and
Mhm.
probably make her say, no, okay. And it's just manipulation.
That's all
And
it
I was
is.
selfish, and it caused me to not succeed. Even though I had all the time, bro, when I first started, 5 days a week, 6 hours a day.
Man,
I
this
had
is
all the time in the world, but you know what I had? I had me playing games with a dark black aura, thick, coming from behind me
yeah. Yeah.
every night almost,
Yeah. Exactly. Hmm.
because I was too selfish to see that no, it's not necessarily that she doesn't agree with streaming,
Yeah.
because that's what she would say, like, I just don't believe in it. No, it's that I forced it down her throat.
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to compromise. I wasn't Fast forward beyond that, even when
Yeah.
I was, if we get into an argument before stream,
It
Here's
just
that black aura. I think an
man,
anime. That black when you know something evil is coming and you see the
man,
black aura.
yeah.
And it's
And
just eating at
you
me.
don't, yeah, you don't, you end up not even following the schedule that
Nothing.
you wanted.
Starting late, you name it. Now I tell my
For real,
wife and
bro.
she understands. Now I tell
Yeah,
her, now we in a damn argument right now. You're irritated. I don't even let her be irritated before I go, knowingly.
right, right.
Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
you know, I can't go with you being with us being upset at each other. So I don't got
right.
to stream today. Can we please like reconcile this? And if we can't, then I'm gonna
Stand
be
on
up
it.
here. You can go watch the show, whatever it may be. You name it. But
Yeah,
like now, I don't stream if me and my wife ain't right
feel that.
because
Totally the same, bro.
not
Same. Me and my
even because I can't stream good, but because for what? My wife ain't
mm-hmm,
right.
mm-hmm.
I
What
gotta
is
go
it?
fix that.
Yeah.
What are you saying? No, I interrupted you,
No, no,
or
no,
I
no,
just kept
no.
going. Go ahead.
No, because like you, it's almost like you're in my head feeling
I
that.
feel the
And,
same way.
and yeah, nobody talk about this shit, man. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because that's what happens to Z, man. That's what happens to me, man. I'm on the same hype. If my lady ain't right, I'm not right. So I end up, like you said, like not following the schedule, not being I'll be in the game like the other day where you was like, oh hey man, you're not even playing the game. I'm not, because I'm thinking about that, and I don't want to express that on stream, because at the same time it's a personal thing, and
Yeah.
I don't want people to think, oh, every time they come to Z, they feeling depressed about their life. So I don't want to put
Yeah.
that on nobody. But yeah, it's like that, man. That's what happens behind the scenes. We got to think about it's a mental, financial, and emotional balance. 200% of the time, especially with streaming. And you know what the crazy part about it is, even when you start streaming, and I'm not trying to be negative, I'm really not, but you want something out of it, right? You want something out of streaming. It's not, you just don't want to stream just to stream. You want to see if you could. This is like I feel like with streaming, I feel like this is something people actually get into to see if they can make it into something great, right? So we're here trying to do that, knowing that the real world doesn't believe in starter streamers, don't have no faith in it, because they see like, oh, it's a 1 in a million chance that you're gonna be, that people are gonna like you, or that you're gonna go viral. And everybody, look, when you tell somebody that you're a content creator, people already, oh, he broke. He not making money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never tell anybody about my real aspirations or what's going on that
As far
contribute
as
to this.
what? Oh, as
Yeah,
far
as
as
far as
Twitch?
real job, yeah, like,
Oh, gotcha.
and yeah, yeah. So when they know, first thing I do is I be like, when they ask me, "Hey, what do you do?" "Oh, I'm a content creator," just to see what they see how they take that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can accept me for that and not see me as somebody who's not making a buck, and I actually am, but it's like if you can see me out of that light, then I know you real. Then I know you're better than that. See, one thing about you, Yiggin, is you already you said in the beginning, like, hey, why, like, it took so long for me to actually interact. And I told you that I don't really interact with a lot of people. And I think we talked a little bit something about being an introvert, right?
Yeah.
It was not always like this for me. You know what I mean? It was not beyond streaming. This is about beyond streaming. So it was not like this for me, man. What happened to me was I was younger. I was really young minded, and I want to say about 15 years. I'm 32, so about 15 years ago, around that time, as a teenager, I was, a lot of people don't know, man. that I grew up in California, Bay Area. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I was very happy dude. I smiled a lot. I was actually really hyped and had a lot of friends. Had a great job. You know what I mean? At 18 years old, I was getting paid like 1500 to 2000. That was my check. You know what I mean? I had a great girl, beautiful girl. I had everything going for me. I had a car. I was going to trade school, had a great job, everything. And what evidently happened was my family, my parents, they end up having a downward spiral that kind of affected my life, which moved me from California to Texas and end up leaving everything I ever knew. And you know how it is, bro. Like when you leave out of state and you spent your whole life, that first piece of like just doing stuff outside of what you know and trying to get used to it. I lost my girl within the first month. I moved from California to Texas. I lost my job that paid me. It went down about 10 bucks what I was originally getting paid. So I got I got demoted. I lost my car, lost my girl. She cheated on me in the first month. We had been dating for like 3 years. She cheated on me the first month I moved away. And when I moved, I ended up staying in an apartment with nothing. I had like a little car that I put everything in and kind of shipped over there because my mom fell ill and my grandma was over here in Texas and all this other stuff. And what what we end up what we ended up doing was I ended up sleeping on a hardwood floor for the first 3 months, just trapping myself mentally in a room because my friends gave up on me, my girl gave up on me, I lost my money, I lost my car, and it molded me mentally into something that was just dark, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the first thing that happened was my friends started telling each other that I didn't care about them. They told each other that. And that, it's funny, they never
Cause,
called me.
cause of
They
what?
never called because of no reason at
Cause
all.
you
And
moved.
this is so because I moved. Because I moved. And and it's crazy because it never makes sense to this day. And there it is 15 years later, still doesn't make sense. Is they never called me. They never called me and they just gave up on me. And they just never made the attempt. And when I called them, they said, "Hey man, we really don't fuck with you. We don't." For no reason, bro. For no reason. I've never like just because they felt like I moved, didn't really say much, but they don't know that I was losing everything,
Right.
you know.
How
And I
did you
couldn't
handle it? Or
I, let- I
actually, better question: how did you understand that,
for
or
me,
didn't you?
so I had two sets of friends at the time. Friends that I knew if I was gone for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, 10 years, that I can come back and the love is still the same. With those particular friends, I thought I could do the same, but it doesn't work like that for everybody, right? So,
Right.
um, and you know what the funny thing about it is the friends that were like that were very loyal. I'm still friends with today, and the friends that left me, they were my own. You know what I'm saying? They were my brothers. You know, and I
Like
thought they were
actual?
no like when I say my own black brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
I was like,
I had
hold
two
up.
sets of friends. This was my Asian Indian, and I had probably had one black dude in it. But here, this was all black brothers, and these are the guys that fell out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I what happened was I was depressed for about 5 years, man. the first 5 years in Texas, I was depressed. And the girl that left me ended up coming back in my life and still did the same stuff she was doing. She cheated on me. She's going out partying. But you know what Z wanted? Z wanted communication, emotional connection, and a family, much of like what you got now that I aspire to. You know what I mean? So what I end up doing was I end up trapping myself in a mental room, mentally, and play video games, watch the same DVDs because we didn't have cable yet, and it really trapped me in a mental place, like a sunken place, and where I would tell myself that nobody gives a fuck, you know. So why should I, And then and it's a lot of people out there that would say, "Hey Z, why would you let somebody make you feel that way? Why would you let these things get to you like that?" And to be honest with you, we don't know until it happens. You don't realize it until you get in that spot. That's that area, because when you have nothing, when you have no emotional support, nobody to talk to, no reason, it's almost like being in a jail,
Yeah.
looking at four walls, man. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm-hmm.
with telling, kind of like telling people that you're innocent, but nobody's listening, right? It's like being a prisoner, but within your own time, your own mental state. So it wasn't until about 2016 that that I I've I've been cheated on so many times that I started to reach out and start connecting with other girls, and I found myself entertaining other girls because I was so hurt on the inside, you know what I'm saying? So the girl that I was with at the time that hurt me, cheated, and then felt like she wanted to come back, I started trying to settle things with her, but when I couldn't, I I end up looking for other women to entertain, right? So what ended up happening was I got caught up cheating, you know?
Mm.
I got caught up. And you know what? Me coming being the only child from a biological father that cheated on my mom with four other baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? So you know how that makes a brother feel. It makes him feel like I don't want to be just like him, right? And I end up feeling like that when I did it for the first time.
Mm.
And it pushed me away even more from the world. And you know what happened? One day I'm on Facebook and I see a girl that I remember from my high school. This is way before I was with the girl I was with at the time. And I was like, oh, I know her. Friend request. No attention at all. No attention at all. Like, no, I'm trying to holler at her. I didn't want to deal with nobody. But I'm browsing and it's just ad. It's a one button ad.
All right.
Probably a day later, that girl hit me up. Say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I think I remember you. Don't we know each other? Yeah, we went to high school, blah, blah, blah. No attention. Any other girl that would have came, Yiggen, I would have, yo, any other girl that would have came in my life, I would have, thank you, Butter, by the way. Thank you, Butter. Sorry, bro. But any other girl that would have came in my life, I would have talked to her, entertain her. But this one girl, I didn't want nothing to do with because I just got caught cheating. Why? I don't want nothing to do with no females. I feel like shit. You know what I did? I end up buying a big ass Star Destroyer Lego set from Star Wars, and I slept on the couch in the living room every day, just putting that piece together because it mentally helped me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Mentally help me. And you know what I end up doing is I started talking to this girl, and instead of telling me that I was cute or she trying to get in with me, she asked me how I was doing, much how you did
Mm.
when you came in at my darkest moments, and she was like, "How you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time." Yiggen, we talked for 6 months. We talked for 6 months, and we ain't never flirt with each other. We ain't never. It was just what I needed: emotional connection and real conversation. You know, and that girl I'm talking about is the girl that I have now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah, man.
it's so
And
cute.
shut up, fool. You know what I'm saying? So so I guess why I'm so standoffish is because I had to learn what a real woman, a real person that loves me for who I am, what it felt like again. What it felt like to have friends again. Because before anything happened, before I even moved to Texas, I I was naive and I took life for granted, bro. I took my
Mm.
friends for granted. I thought everything was flowers and candy, you know. I thought it was all flowers and candy. So it's not, man. And that's why it's so hard for me to open up because I'm having a woman teach me how to love again, how to smile again, how to be happy. And you know what ended up happening? Is the woman that I used to be with didn't encourage me. See, that's the most important thing to a man, right? Is encouragement. It don't matter how much money she making. Of course, we want our women to take care of herself, but and have confidence in herself. But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of women think that looks are everything. They like guys are just out here, but a real man, you know what I'm saying, wants a woman to just be confident in her own body and love herself enough and just be there for you, no matter what. And my ex could not do that, fam. And but when I got this one right here, I started streaming in 2016 initially, and it was on PlayStation. I had nothing. First I didn't have a camera.
One of
I just
those,
started
huh?
talking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I finally got the camera, and you will see it. You will see it back into that. I still have one clip of my ex with me on camera, and it's funny. But now I'm at the point where she was telling me that I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
Mm.
I had this visual. I had all this in my head before, you know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
had all this in my head before it even happened. The creation, the me and you. This this is what I had in my head before anything. That woman told me I couldn't do, but you know what this woman do? She told me that I could. Go for it. Fuck it.
Mm.
And now I'm here with you. You probably wouldn't see this if I would have, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for her. You know? You probably wouldn't see this. But we here now, man. We are here, you know? And it's it's tough. Yo, thank you for the raid, Pep. I'd like to introduce y'all to RealYiggen, man. We're having a great conversation. This dude is a great man. He gave me the honor of speaking in his Yigging to Yiggen show today. So
Here we go.
get this man some real love. Please go follow him, y'all. We talking about some real life stuff. Here we go. So coming back to just life, man. I'm coming back to life within the last 2 years, Yiggin. You are witnessing the best part of me within the last decade, fam. You are
Mm.
you are now experiencing the best part of Ramses. Because even though I was Z for so long, fam, because nobody could pronounce it, like you said, I was putting on that persona, but in reality, Ramses is now just coming back to self-discovery.
Mm.
to getting to know my heart and who I am and what I want around me. So one of those instances is you coming here, giving me a chance to be myself, and you coming to me and saying, "Hey Z, what's going on?" That's the realest thing anybody can say. That even viewers. That's the realest thing you can give. You can collab, you can welcome me in anything, but to actually want to sit here and listen to my story, Yiggen, I will honestly say, even though I haven't gotten to crazy details, you are the third person to know my story. The
Mm.
third, mom, lady, you.
And now
I don't even
everybody else.
know everybody else. Not in detail, but hey,
Yeah,
I ain't want to be
yeah.
too long.
Hey,
But
it is what it is.
you know, but that's why we here, man. Like you said, it's funny how you touch on topics, bro. Vulnerability builds relationships. It does. And it's the only thing that I respect now in this life as a streamer, as a person behind the camera. And the fact that you open that up says that I'm not saying like of course everybody had a self-worth. You have your self-worth, but you're gonna look at it as in like who deserves the real Yiggen, right? Who deserves your true heart
Hmm.
to give out to them? You know what I'm saying? Even though you want to be there for everybody, you still have a self-worth that says, hey, who's gonna really know me? Because I want to make sure nobody's gonna take advantage of this if I extend my hand. And even if they do, it is what it is. But that's what I'm saying for you is like I have a self-worth that says who who deserves real Ramses, not
Yeah.
Z, Ramses. And Yiggen, for you to come in like that, you deserve that. You deserve that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you was on my channel, I said, hey, off that Z shit, Ramses is telling you if this is what you want as a podcast, radio show, I feel like nobody's telling you to do that shit. So I'm gonna tell you, do that shit. Cause you have something amazing, bro. You have something that you want to give. You feel me? You have a powerful, powerful passion for that. No matter where I see you at, you always talking about it. You was in my Discord saying, "Hey, when we get in that podcast," you was in Bambi's thing. "Hey, man, we should do this again. If anybody want to continue to talk or express themselves or get to know, if y'all want to talk about our stories or our lives, anything, you were everywhere. You was like you wanted that, and at that point when you start looking at somebody like you, it's like, okay, they real about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
That's not yeah. That's and I'm sorry I'm going on, but
Well, you good. Take your time,
yeah,
sir. I
that's
prefer it.
yeah, that's just that's where it's at.
Yeah, I
I'm
got
at
as
a
much time as you got, so that's where
you
I'm
say
at. I
we
stream
got
from
we
6
got
to 11.
we got 2 hours, god damn it. Okay.
There you go
I'm
then.
sorry.
That's what I got. But
But
just to rewind that,
mhm,
one of the things I wrote down, one of my bullet points was vulnerability and
okay.
being an introvert and what made you close yourself to other people, so much. And I was just thinking about how you answered like so many of my questions, with
All right.
so many words. I would like to unpack some of that stuff a little more deeper.
Okay.
But we only got 2 hours and we got about 5 subtopics. So maybe another time we can get on here and focus on one topic one day and just
Okay.
deep dive. But right now I would say, when it comes to being vulnerable, and you mentioned like people just showed you what what it was. So what's the point in being vulnerable? Like you just like your heart started getting closed and dark. And if for the people who don't know me, my name is Leon. I'm from Minnesota. I didn't grow up with the best of families. You know, actually I didn't even grow up with the family. My mom and my dad were not even together ever. It was just a fling, whatever you want to call it, and it was pretty much done from there. They were still good friends. My mom was into a lot of um, substance abuse and all types of stuff. And when I was 3, my mom told me I could never see my dad again, you know, because he had cheated on her. It still happens today, but back then it was a very 90s thing to do. It was just like, oh, you did me wrong. You're never ever seeing your kids. Don't talk to me. Don't come by. Like I never. Man. It's like, damn, what the hell?
Yeah.
And so, Minnesota's a white woman's state, and my mom is white. My dad is black. He didn't have a chance. On top of that, his dad had drowned while my mom was pregnant with me, and that's what plummeted him into the abuse. The substance abuse and all that. And I mean, anything you name it, man, my mom and my dad did, you know, and I got 6 sisters and 2 brothers, and none of them are by the same people, you know? And so, there's a lot of trauma there, but to fast forward to when I was 9, I was taken away from my mom and put into foster care, due to neglect on her end, along with, at that time, I lived with my older brother and my 3 little sisters. And I was taking care of them because my older brother was like, forget this, I'm out. Like, I'm sick of this, you know? And so it was just me and my 3 little sisters, and 2 of them were in diapers and the other one was a little bit older, but it was just like, whoa, like, and now I'm being taken away and they're talking about long-term foster care. And I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it means until you're 18. They're talking about adoption. They're talking about all these things. And mind you, I didn't realize it then, but I've already been abandoned by my father because I didn't know my mom was keeping him away. I've already been abandoned by my mom because she would be gone for days at a time, you know, or we'd be in the basement all day, or, you know, whatever it may have been, you know, physical abuse from my stepdad, just you name it. And it was there. And so the mental was already jacked up. But mind you, I still had things I loved. Cooking. And this is not really relevant until we move way up until now, but I always loved cooking. I would watch cooking shows while everybody else was playing sports. I was watching cooking shows and I was doing gymnastics. I taught myself how to flip. Really? I taught myself how to do all the flips and tricks. If we had social media now, I'd be famous for flipping off of bridges and all kind of crazy stuff. I used to flip off everything.
I'm gonna have to see some of those, man. You're gonna have to bring that back.
I can still flip, but not like I used to. I used to be swole. When I was like 8, I was swole, man. Naturally just swole. It was crazy. And I ain't talking about no bird chest. I'm just skinny. Like I was stronger than the average kid. But and fast forward to going to foster care, and everybody that ever says they love me leaves. Girls cheat. I love hip hop, so you already know how I feel about women at that time. You know, that it's not true for everyone, but it's true for most. You know, no parents means what's raising me, the things that I hear on the radio, the things that I see on TV, the people that I see around me. And at that point, I don't know what's positive. I don't know this, that. All the kids that I know are in foster care. All of them have been abused in whatever type of way, and they just pushing that out however they need to push it out. Right? And it doesn't look like I'm doing well for myself and I'm gonna better myself. No, it's I'm messing with
Right.
every female in every foster home and I'm doing this. I'm selling weed, I'm selling this,
Yeah,
everything you could think of, because that's just what they grew up with.
I feel
And
that.
it you would have I went to 24 different foster homes. Well, not quite 24 foster homes, but 24 different placements. From group
Yeah.
homes to foster homes to temporary homes to temporary placement to just you name it. And a lot of the times it was because I was girl crazy for one. But so I
The
would always
eyes.
be on the phone.
The
That's what they
eyes.
say. I got the cheat code eyes.
I
No.
hate it.
But no, I'd be on the phone and man, I got kicked out of 3 foster homes for being on the phone too late. But you say you
Damn.
love me and you say
Mm,
I'm part of the family, but you
yeah.
can't take me being on the phone.
Right, right, right.
But
Yeah.
your son on the phone,
So you playing
yeah,
around, right?
that's when it
Yeah.
cuts deep.
Yeah. Right?
Cause
Because we
damn,
don't talk
like,
about double standard. We don't talk about double
and
standards.
you're
When it's
raising a
your when it's your
child.
when it's somebody else's family, we don't talk double standards. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because it's cool for them. That's
Right.
yeah. Yeah,
And
man.
you're raising a child. You don't really understand how the implications of that, in
Mhm.
10 years. You
Right,
don't know.
right. How's that
And
affecting
so
them? Right.
I had one foster home. Man, we need to take family pictures and we need to do this. And yeah, I'll take you on vacation, but I can only use the same cup. They
Mm.
son can use all the cups. They little son can use anything he wants.
Yeah, right.
I can't go in their room. They son can chill in the room. I can't go in
Right.
their son's room. They can come into my room. I
That's
can't
tough.
go in the fridge without asking. I can't use their bathroom, but their
Mhm.
son is in there using the jacuzzi tub all day long. I don't have my own login. I got to rely on their son to log me into the computer if I can even use the computer.
So you know what's funny about that is at that point, I'm not no disrespect at all, but at that point, because I've lived with other families, you know what I'm saying? So I know kind of how that feels. But at that point, it's almost like you're not part of family, you become the pet of the family. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
to an
it
extent. It
to an
wasn't
extent,
that
right?
deep. It wasn't
Yeah.
that deep because they did take care of me.
Mhm.
They spider.
Oh, you was about to snap,
They
but you was cool about it.
yeah.
You was
No, it was hanging from my camera. I was watching it on the wall this whole time.
it was
But
like, hey,
no,
this
they did take care of me
mhm,
and they did make it seem like they wanted me to be a part of the family, but they
yeah.
just didn't understand that all that extra was not what it was. Like it wasn't it. They just still were guarded in the one area that they didn't need to be guarded in.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
exactly.
it just kind of made me fend for myself. I had to learn manipulation. I had to realize that everything is black and white. Ain't no love in
Mhm.
foster care when that was my experience. And I didn't have the worst experience. I know other people who were getting abused and,
Yeah.
molested, you name it, they was getting it in foster care. I think that a lot of people just knew I wasn't going. Because just like I can get up on here and talk, I could talk back then. Not
Yeah.
like this and with the wisdom, but that I wasn't
But
afraid
just
to talk.
yeah, you had the mental
So I would
capacity to
tell on
just
your ass
tell it how it is.
quickly in a quick second. So, but no, so you go through that and every single one, man, except the last one.
Mm,
They just they said they love you and they left you. Even the last one kicked me out.
yeah,
But he
yeah,
still he apologized for it. My foster
yeah.
dad. When I was
Okay.
older and he told me what his mentality was and he told me that he changed. What I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Keep holding grudges? Nah. But
So
so now you have my mom, my dad. My dad passed when I was 19. My mom just passed a year and a half ago. So
I'm
now
sorry about that, man.
I appreciate it.
Man.
You have this dynamic of where you can't go back and figure out who you are.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just rough. I almost went to a rabbit hole on that one, but we're gonna get back on track. So when you talk about guarded, bro, all I did was live to smash females, get money. Well, woke up, Facebook, MySpace, about to get money. Let's get money, and I'm working at a gas station. Or not working. Like, I'm making $7 an hour. Like, get money. I'm about to go get this bread, waking up on my grind, getting the bread. I gotta work triple shifts to make a damn $800 check.
Damn.
So it was just like, that was my whole perspective. And then, oh, by the way, I was a dog. I was cheating. I was doing everything.
Man, we all went through it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And looking back, I realized that I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what love was. I thought that that's how it worked. I did not have one example of a married, successful, happy love.
Yeah.
And God wasn't in my life then, you know? And
exactly.
There's a lot of things that if you watch my stream, you know, God fearing all day. And there's a lot of things that I attribute in my wisdom or knowledge or whatever to just living that out. Right. And understanding where love comes from. Even if you don't believe, every part of love comes from somewhere along that timeline. Right. And so when we break it down, I got cheated on. And I didn't like it. In my dumb face, this is who I am. I'm cheating on every female I'm with. I mean,
but when it happened to you,
10, 11 on deck at a single time, bro. And all of them is going. And all of them are giving me rides. And all of them are buying me things. The latest technology, the whatever, you name it. Because all I knew was manipulate, because nobody gonna love me. And I didn't have a sense of right and wrong. I knew there was stuff that was right and stuff that was wrong and blah, blah, blah. But when you start to understand how life deals with you, right? Because like everybody's truth is their truth. And the right and wrong lies in life and how it deals with you.
So like you were saying, like it's black and white in foster care, but it's actually black and white in the real world as well. So it's kind of like, you know, how do you like what do you do at that point? Especially after, so just to touch base on what caught me about you.
Hold on, real quick. Let me finish my thought because I was like,
I'm sorry.
Almost done.
My bad.
So my dumb face was like, I ain't messing with no more girls. Blah, 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 as if I'm not the perpetrator. Right. And so I didn't. Months went by. And my wife walked into my job. And when I tell you, we caught eye contact from the counter all the way till she walked to the car. And then I didn't get the number and we closed down. Overnights, we closed it down. I didn't see her for another year, bro. Cause she worked at a certain time to where like I wasn't working. So fast forward, we opened back up overnights. The first day we opened up overnight, she came back in. Nothing was said, blah, blah, blah. She left. Eye contact again. Oh, by the way, there was this stupid old dude pissing me off every day with the same color, same make car pulling up to the damn gas station, making me think it was her every single day. And I never once thought it was him when I first seen the car. I always would hope that it was her. Right? So fast forward that day, she came in. We didn't really even say nothing. We locked eyes, whatever. She leaves. get a call. My homie Daddy Tone, I actually haven't talked to him in like 10 years, and we just got hooked back up together. So look for that talk coming soon. But
Right on.
he was like, some girl is on the phone, want to speak to the light-skinned dude with an afro. And I'm like, oh, all right, who the freak is this?
Right,
Like, is it my auntie?
okay.
Like what? And cause at that time I lived with my aunt, cause I was homeless. I had to find a place to stay.
Yeah, you had to find
And yeah, and it was her, and she had pulled over on the road and called and was like, why you ain't asked for my number? And it was done.
Oh shit. There it is.
And it was done. And it was weird because you flip a switch, right? Mm-hmm. You sow a seed, but that doesn't mean the actions follow immediately. Mm. So we planted that seed. She flipped the switch in my brain. Mm. And I mean, man, just through not knowing how to love, I treated her like a dog for like the first 4 years of our relationship. Damn. And I mean, I was dogging her. And it's the one thing I regret, my biggest regret in life is how I treated women. You know, because I now see how detrimental it is. Ain't got nothing to do with me having a daughter. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I seen the pain through my wife's eyes before we were married, and the day-to-day struggle that she felt in. I'm going to show you love. I'm going to share grace. When you do something wrong, I'm not going to condemn you to the point where I'm just going to leave you.
I like that.
I'm going, you know, shower you with this grace and forgiveness. And immediately the first time she did it, when I knew I was caught, I just knew I was caught. I felt it. And I was like, it's something different to her. Because, you can lock eyes, but she was showing me why I needed to love on her and why I needed to accept the love. Still couldn't accept it. My walls were huge, colossal walls. Yeah. Nobody's getting in. Yeah. But little by little, she was chiseling them things down. I forgive you. I love you. I'm not going to leave you. Hold up.
Realizing that shit. Yeah.
Hold
up. Like, wait a minute. You a real one.
And I remember the day I woke up and I just started bawling. And I ain't even did nothing wrong at that time. Yeah. But it just hit me. And it was in the morning. She was finna go to work and I was bawling. And I was just like, I'm so sorry for everything. Mind you, again, just because you have the realization doesn't mean it fully stops. So we kept going through it, but then the switch completely flipped when I got married. And then it was just self-improvement from there. But the thing that broke down that wall, y'all, was she led with understanding. She led and she said, I'm gonna throw this grace on you. And grace, not a religious thing. Grace just means, oh, you did something wrong. I'm not going to demolish you for it. I'm going to hold you accountable. Right. But you're not a piece of crap to me. Yeah. You're not nothing to me. I forgive you, or even if I don't forgive you, I'm just not going to destroy you over it. I'm not going to judge you for it.
That's power, bro. That's understanding damn, Yiggen, bro. That's power, bro. What you just said.
It is. It changed me completely around.
Do that though. Yeah.
Yiggins would not tell you I was this person 10 years ago.
Out here, just being a hoe.
You have no idea, bro. I don't know if you have an idea. I may look like a dad now. But there was one time where I was, you know what I'm saying? But no, talk about vulnerability. Those walls were broken down, and then fast forward to, you know, streaming, and I had to find a new source of self-worth, or new definition of self-worth. I had to find a new understanding of vulnerability. Yeah. I had to find a new definition of what it meant to be real, where my real friends were, so on and so forth. And what happened was, and this is something that pretty much no one I know does, is I made the transition from literally trusting no one and having these colossal walls up to literally giving all of me to everyone without any prerequisites.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm gonna trust you. There's nothing that you can ask me that I just won't answer. And what I found was that when I didn't trust, it held me back from reaching people. It held me back from being able to make friends with certain people that actually cared about me. But since I didn't trust, I was pushing them away. And real people say they try and they try and they're trying to say, oh, all right, I don't give a truck. That's on him then. And that's people who have their stuff down. And so I was losing people like that.
Yeah.
And I had to really literally rewire my brain. And it caused a lot of issues in my relationships and my family and this, that, and the third. But that's changed. Growth doesn't come with comfort. They're not friends. Exactly. And so again, she and other friends practicing, that grace. Oh, you changing on me. Hold on, let me lead with understanding instead. It didn't go like that every time though.
Yeah.
We went through a lot of things and I lost a lot of friends. I went from having 20 to 35 people at my birthday parties to 6. No joke.
Circles, man. Circles.
When you
come small, bro.
Look, and now they're bigger again. But they're filled with people who I believe in. You can't hurt me. You can hurt my feelings. But when I choose to give you every part of me, it's on you when you mess it up.
Facts.
I love you to death. I'm going to give you everything I have. When you mess it up, hey, what can I tell you? That's on you. And by the way, when you're ready to see the light, come on back.
On me. Yep.
Come on back.
It's real. It's funny how that happens, right? That's
crazy. I don't know nobody else that lives like that. And I hope that so many other people start adopting that thought process, because it is amazing to sit here and be able to tell you that I was in foster care and I was abused and blah, 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 blah. And now we can actually have a deeper conversation than, hey, how you doing, bro? You okay? Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. like, and then it's done. Yeah. Like, no, I'm going to give you every piece of me. And it's up to you what you're going to do with it. And if I don't feel like I can't say it, if I don't feel like I want it said, I don't say it. I don't care how much I trust you. You'll never hear me say this is between me and you. Because anybody can do anything. So I get myself to the point where I live like anybody is watching. No matter how much I think this female may not tell, anything can happen and she can tell. No matter how much I think she may not have a disease, anything can happen and she can have one she didn't know.
Right.
So now when I start giving myself to everybody and being vulnerable to everybody and not living as if I need to hide things, not lying, and it's nothing wrong with saying this is between me and you. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But for me, what I realized is that it made me follow suit with my actions. So gossip is gone. Just off jump. Just like, oh, if I don't want to say anything good, I guess I don't need to say anything, because you don't know who's going to tell.
Exactly.
Even if they say, all right, it's between me and you. You just don't know who's going to tell. So anything that you hear out of my mouth, of course,
I'm just taking it with me. It's and whatever I do with it, it's on me.
And it forces your actions to follow suit.
That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about this whole interaction, right? Like I said, you're the third person that knows a little bit of my story, and why the question of why are you kind of shying away? It's not that I am like that now, but I'm just I guess the way I see it is like the way how am I trying to say this? The way I see it is much like you. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in my life that's left and came. And like you, I look at it as, hey, I say what's up. If you continuously want to come in, and then that's cool. We can build from there. But if you want to just come in and then go, that's cool too. But with you, Yiggen, it's different. It was different. I didn't know if you were coming in here just to fuck with me every now and then on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll come in here, Z, why your head like that? Z, why your fro out to the side? So I didn't know we were there yet. You know what I'm saying?
That
So,
emo.
but I'm with it. But I'm with it.
I was like,
I'm all for it.
I hope he don't take offense to me saying his emo needs some simplifying.
No, you was totally right. I just like wasn't ready for that. But I was like, you were totally right. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I guess it was one of those things, like you said, bro. Progression doesn't come without, you know, doesn't come with comfortability. And that's why we here today, because yeah, I'm like, hey, Yiggin's really been there. You come in, bro. You talk. You you challenge me, which is cool. But you don't challenge me to the point where I'm like in a negative space.
Yeah,
You know, you're
yeah.
always coming in to say what's up, like checking in on me and saying show some love. And I feel that, bro. I'm with it. Well, everything you've been through, bro, that's kind of crazy because my dad actually left me when I was my biological dad left me when I was 3 years old. And like you said, that was
Mm.
a 90s thing. I never really thought about it like that, but I'm like, damn, that was the thing back in the day, you know. So I think the only thing I feel bad about is it. And then another thing, you say your mom was white and your dad was black, so you had never had a chance. The crazy part about it is, so my biological dad left me at 3, and who raised me, my parents who raised me from 3 years old to till I was like maybe 22 years old. My stepfather was actually Caucasian.
Mm.
So that's why I'm really into a lot of alternative music. My first musical love is probably R&B and soul, but my second love is like, here go that spider
Just
again.
keep coming back, man, and I just put it in
He
my
not playing with
keyboard,
you, bro.
man.
He
Where'd it
not playing
go?
with you.
I literally just wiped it into my keyboard and he in there now. No, he's on my monitor. Get off my monitor. All right, I got him out. All right, we good. We good.
So a lot of a lot of my musical love is like alternative and rock and all that different stuff. So it's easier for me to
Hence the
kind of like,
guitar.
yeah, hence the guitar. Exactly. Yeah, man. Like growing up, I loved basketball, and but my first idol ever, anything, was Bruce Lee, man.
Hmm.
Bruce Lee. That was my first idol ever. And you know, you talking about how you grew up. I grew up. I didn't move to California until I was 6 years old, actually. And then and we stayed with my grandma in Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas, and we stayed in a 1 bedroom apartment, and I stayed there with 7 cousins. 7 cousins, my grandma,
Sheesh.
my aunts, and yeah, bro. So I didn't move. It was until my mom met my stepfather that we didn't move to California. So that's what helped us move to California. And I was raised in Cali from that point on. And yeah, man, my life, I can't imagine what it is to be in like a foster care. So of course you know you're a lot stronger in that sense, man. But I never, like, when you asked me where I was from, I just said the
Mm-hmm.
Bay Area because honestly, mentally, I moved a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
if I had to like navigate where I'm actually from, it would just generally be that area, that Bay Area with so many cities in it. So um yeah, man, like everything's built up to now, and like you said, my girl just showed me how to love again, much like yours. And I'm happy to hear your story, man, because That's some tough ass shit to go through, bro. I could never. I could never imagine. I don't know if I could be strong enough for that because I feel like let me. I know this is a show, but I think we talking, so I'm gonna ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you feel that that being in foster care and having so many people leave and not really having a solidified family growing up kind of led you to making the family that you have now? Because was it something that you
Mm,
felt like you needed or to build because you never had it? It's like this. As a kid, I had nothing. We were eating
yeah.
tomato soup. So it's like now that my cousins never let me play the Nintendo and all this other technology stuff. Now I'm like I got my own because I never had it growing up. Do you feel that way about your family?
It's mixed. So it used to be that way. I used to
Hmm.
want to adopt and do foster care and all this because I was in foster care and da 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 da.
Okay.
I used to want to have a ton of kids so I can be the best dad or whatever to those kids. Um, I didn't want to get married and start a family because I didn't know that. But one thing that I knew is that I never liked when my freedom was taken away.
Mm,
And
okay.
so um that looks very different in so many different ways. And it can be jail, it can be me smashing this girl and now I got a VD, HIV or whatever it is. Now my freedom is gone. It could be
Yeah.
me having a kid. Now my freedom is
Yeah.
gone.
Freedom is gone.
Parking in a bad parking spot because I want to go party and now I got a ticket because they don't allow that after 2.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot of times and I just got to the point where I'm like, I got one ticket and my insurance went sky high. And I'm like, I'm never, no, I got to work more now because my freaking insurance is high when I could have
Yeah.
just not parked. So
Yeah.
for me, a lot of stuff was just kind of black and white and everything's practical. And so when I first got into having my family and all this, yes, I had all these thoughts of, man, I want to do foster care and I want to adopt and blah, blah, blah. But then as I started to become more self-aware and realize around the time my oldest daughter was about 3 or 4,
Mhm.
and I started feeling this depression because I realized that everybody said I was going to be a good dad because I was goofy and this, that, and very much a kid myself because I didn't grow up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a job and yeah, I was paying bills, but I didn't grow up
Mhm.
mature wise, mentally and with wisdom. So
Yeah.
I failed as a father. A lot of people say, "Oh no, you didn't," and da da da, and it's like, okay, well, technically no, but
But
the
you see it.
day to day
Mhm.
of my father, I was selfish. I didn't spend time. I I didn't have a connection with my kids,
Mhm.
or with my daughter. I just it didn't matter because a lot of it was still survival mode. A lot of it
Yeah.
was still, even though I had a wife and I was cool, we went and bought a house and this is that. We was gonna open daycares and blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm still a little kid that hasn't addressed these things. I still haven't
Right.
matured up. I still haven't really found out, how to feel things,
That's
and actually have those built-in clocks that say my kids need a bath, my this. I struggle
mhm.
with personal hygiene myself because I just never had
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to fake in these conversations. I just remember it like so vividly when people be like, "Man, I gotta take a shower at least once a day." Da, da, da.
Man.
And like it's so cool. Like whatever it was cool. And I'm like, sometimes I take showers 2 times a day, knowing
Man.
damn well it would be 4 days. It would be 3 days because I just didn't grow up. I didn't have that sense
Yeah.
of what it was to take care of myself. I only had
Consistent.
survival.
Right.
My mom didn't
Right.
make us take showers every day. My mom didn't even care if that's the case.
Right.
You know, and I just didn't have it. And I still struggle with it till this day. Now I can take showers whenever I need to do it, but
But
a lot of things is just because I have to do it. A lot of things is because my wife wants me to take a shower.
Yeah.
But I don't have that urge like she does. Like every time I get off work, I just feel dirty and I got to get in the shower. Every time, like certain things that normal people just is built in.
Right. I feel
and there's so many other things that just growing up without that, it left me raising a 3-year-old and having a wife with no knowledge of having a wife or raising a kid. That a normal person that just being in proximity would learn. They might not even tell you, but they just are in proximity. And so I was failing. And like I said, of course, technically I wasn't, my daughter's okay, whatever. But from a spiritual and a mental standpoint, I wasn't being a father to my daughter. I was in survival mode, and I didn't cripple myself and beat myself up because I knew that it's not my fault. And that if I do want to make this happen, I have to put in the work to get this knowledge. I have to put in the work to just do some things because I need to do it. My wife, everything spot on, bro. Like everything. Right? And of course, moms are the managers of the household. I'm the head of my household. I'm the CEO or the founder, but you know, she's the CEO manager. You know? Right, you know?
Doing all that.
And so I didn't cripple myself, and I put in the work, and I'm still learning. And now I have this sense of I'm not doing nothing because my mom did this and did that. Now I have this sense of I do everything or don't do everything that's on that level because I know the implications of it. I know the ramifications of it. Not because I'm not trying to be like that, but because I know if I get this divorce, what it can spread down. No, I'm not staying for the kids. But it affects your homies that are married. It affects your friends. It affects you forever. It affects your kids. It affects your job. It affects so many different things. Now, let's say she puts you on child support. Now she say this. Like, it's so many different avenues and shockwaves that can push through the generations.
Right.
On top of that, love is life's currency. That's the real currency.
Thank you.
So what I look like giving up?
Say it again.
Love is life's currency. The real supreme currency.
That's real, man. That's the real shit.
Man.
Boy, if that ain't your new slogan, boy, I don't know what is.
Yeah, man. And so now I do stuff because I know that it's important, man. And I think everybody matters and life matters. And I'm here to serve people. And I'm here for y'all, man. That's my actual slogan. I tried to put it in, but it didn't work. I'm here for you.
The hand? What was the hand? The hand? We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, that ain't it. It could have been my jacked up hand with the bent up fingers. But we did it. No, that didn't work. But no, that's my actual slogan.
That's real.
But yeah, man, so I never did things like that, and then now it's more of I do it because I understand life. I know that it's important to not go and cheat. You know, I know it's important to not I haven't drank for 7 years. Is it wrong to drink? No,
but it's your choice.
But it's important to me. It's what's right. It's what's good for me right now. I want to be a motivational speaker at some point. So I think it'll be good to have that in my pocket, that I'm as cool as I am and I do everything that I love to do for a living. And no, I don't drink. And no, I don't smoke.
I like how you said that though.
But
I think it'd be good for my pocket.
Yeah, I got so many things that I'm like, oh, I can just put that in my pocket and have that. Because I don't drink because I'm an alcoholic. I drink because I want to be healthy. And then I just don't miss it. I miss beer every once in a while. So I get non-alcoholic Heinekens. But I
I
miss
didn't
it.
even
I
know they had
love
that.
the taste. By the way, y'all, I'm a chef. I come from
Hey,
chef background, so
oh,
I mixology, flavors, and
yeah,
all kinds of crap. I'm not one of them craft beer. Oh, this tastes like straight up rubbing alcohol. Boy, it's so
yeah,
good. No. But I do
yeah,
enjoy flavoring my beer. But like, I don't drink because of anything bad. I just don't care about it no more. And when you start having that type of control, and now I'm thinking ahead, like, okay, when I start being a motivational speaker and I start speaking to these kids, I'm very much someone who can take care of my business, boy. Like,
you can.
whoo.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I'm also very much someone who can speak the young kids' language
Hmm.
and be able to be in their groups. And when they get out of pocket, I can show them I'm not their peer.
See,
And it's
see.
crazy.
You
And
know
then
what?
on top of that, I do everything I want to do for a living. I
Yeah,
stream for a living. I cook for a living.
yeah,
I play video games and get paid.
well, yeah,
I have
yeah.
a wife. I love talking, and I love my wife, and I have her and my
Hmm.
kids. I do everything
Yeah,
I love and want to do for a living. So I can
exactly.
use that when I go into these spaces where these kids think that they gotta work a 9 to 5, or they gotta go to college, or they ain't nothing if they ain't doing this, and blah 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 blah, blah you name it,
Yeah.
and say, oh, and by the way, I haven't drank a lick of alcohol in 7 months.
Hey,
Is that
I
wrong?
applaud you.
No.
No,
No. Is it wrong to smoke weed? No. Like, no.
yeah,
But you don't
but
have to do it
you
to
don't have
be
to do it. Right?
successful. And the
Exactly.
reason why I put those two things on a pedestal is because that's what I grew up, and everyone that I know grew up believing that we needed to do to be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
That's
not
how
wrong to do.
that's how I feel about brothers playing like when they expect you to be either be a rapper or a basketball player.
And
You know what
you a
I'm saying?
basketball player.
And I'm a
No, I'm
basketball.
just
No, it's real. You know what? To
you
be honest
is,
with you,
but I'm playing though.
I haven't played basketball in 5 years, fam.
Is there
And
something behind that, or you just ain't played it?
that's another
No, I was just
conversation.
gonna say no conversation.
That's another conversation. But just to keep it like short, is because, like you said, bro, it's life out here, man.
Yeah.
It's like when you growing up and you play ball and you join teams and you do the tournaments and all that nonsense and you feel you want to go to college, you start to realize basketball. They say basketball is life all the time. No, it's not, bro. There's there's other things out there, and I started
Yeah.
like streaming. you know, like you said, man, and love is life's currency. So I started finding other things, and I started realizing that I was being known for playing basketball rather than people actually getting to know who I am. It's like when you see Michael Jordan, right, or you see LeBron, you don't know who they are. You just know that
Mm-hmm.
they can dunk the ball, they can do all this crazy stuff. We don't know what they're doing at home right now.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's why. That's why I stopped playing. Because I started falling in love with an incredible woman. I started having a bond with my family. I had dogs and started finding love in other things that started to mean more to me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So I totally feel you when you say, when you talk about everything around you, there's so much stuff that you could be doing, but your investments right now at this point of your life is into the things that are generally around you, the things that you already have. So
Mm.
that's a powerful thing, bro. That's a powerful thing. I applaud you for that. You know what I'm
Appreciate it.
saying?
Yeah, man.
And
One thing that I would say, and then I'll just leave this alone, but I think it's important to mention it don't really have nothing to do with them. But my number one goal in my life is to die by my wife's bedside and vice versa.
through that.
Because when all this streaming mess is gone, when the hurricane hits everything and all the jobs go away and ain't no more money in the bank, when you ain't no more house to clean up and get irritated about,
Man,
that
that's all
love
you
is
had.
gonna reign supreme
That's all you
when y'all
had.
sitting on the side of the road.
Man.
and
Facts.
your friends ain't gonna be there.
Man. That
Your kids ain't gonna be. They gonna be moved out and getting their own wives.
that money ain't gonna mean nothing with
Um,
y'all.
no, I'm playing you ever played The Forest?
Yeah.
And you find thousands of dollars.
Can't
and
use
you
it for
like,
nothing but
oh, look at
fire.
all this money. Yeah, and it's fire, like straight up. Like that's literally what you
That's
use
all it
money
is.
for.
Yeah.
And
Man.
in a if I have to check myself and say, man, this is my ultimate goal. Yeah, we're not doing well. F this immediate gratification. What's 6 I tell everybody, no, my OBS went down.
I'm losing you. No, not Yiggen. Yo, brother, leave and come back. If you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Man,
I can hear you.
You got me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Boy, you was about to.
My OBS just
lagging
crashed.
bad.
OBS just crashed like crazy. It's a good thing I'm recording though. So
man. Yeah, you still on my stream, but you kind of laggy.
It's attempting to reconnect.
Okay. Yeah. I see you.
I hate when that happens. It's been happening a lot lately. OBS is crashing. So I must have a dip in internet then. All right, we back.
You was about to hit one of the coldest
Refresh,
gems, bro.
I don't know what happened.
Hit on one of them gems.
Oh, not this stream. My bad. Not Z's stream. If you're on my stream, refresh. Anyways. But yeah, when all that stuff goes away, you got your lady, man. Even in the most intimate moments, and not even like intimate and sexual, just vulnerable as intimacy, everything you can think of when you're at your bottom of the bottom and your lady just come and put her hands on your chest and say, I'm here.
It means everything, fam. It means everything. It's the shit that you notice that nobody else knows. It's funny because they don't even know that just little hand on your shoulder when you doing something. They don't know that we mentally was like, damn. Because women just don't do that, bro.
Nope.
Girls don't do that. Like
nope.
Real women that's down for you, even if they flirting with you, talking to you, when you doing something, when you working on the stream, when you out here and your lady bring you something to eat, something to drink, they don't know how important that is that we notice that. That's crazy.
I always say and we can talk about this in another conversation, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, all right, yeah. I just less than 3 months ago got out of a 6-year dark period with my wife, to the point where we literally could not have a conversation without arguing.
Do that.
Once I recognized what the issue was, and if I can make a long story short, I started streaming. I was being selfish. I had a lot of time to spend on stream stuff. I realized that my friends weren't on the same entrepreneurial wannabe. At that time, I was a wannabe entrepreneur. Yeah. All I could talk about was streaming. Had a lot of bitterness because my homies didn't watch my streams. Not leading with understanding and saying, oh, they just don't watch Twitch. Twitch is hard to watch. No, I'm bitter because you don't watch my stream all damn day. Like, you just owe me something. And I lose friends. Right. Even some of the closest friends distance themselves. They're back now. That's how you know they're real. But they distance themselves.
I feel that.
Now who is left to talk to? My wife. Now, when you realize, okay, I'm going to talk to my wife, and then there's literally nothing that can be talked about because you've been only having sex and watching movies and Netflix and going out to dinner this whole time, but kids have been there. And so there's no real conversation and getting to know each other. And so all you have is what fell between the cracks, which is trauma from you not listening to her, and in whatever my stuff is too. But I'm gonna put everything on me right now. Trauma from me not listening to her.
She watching.
Regret. Hey, she knows, and we good now. Regret. preservation, anger, feeling like it's not worth it, wanting to leave. And I deal with that every single day.
I feel it.
For the last 3+ years. And I said to myself every time, and this is where we say love reigns supreme.
Yeah.
If my goal is to be with her on my deathbed, yo, what's 6 years to 60?
Right.
Yeah, it was hell and it felt like crap every single day. And I would come on stream sometimes crying and then like not hit the button, or I would just hit the button and be like, forget it.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
But what's 6 to 60? If we live to be 70, we 32 right now. That's 30 some 40 more years.
Man. Yeah, man.
Come on.
You know what's funny? So your journey is very similar to mine, bro. That's where I was at. That's where I was at. Where your 3 months ended, what was that, 2 days ago? That's where I was at, bro. My mental. So you seen that. So my mental was, we got out of it 3 months ago as well. And then I fucked up trying to invest in something that didn't mean anything. So my first thought, like I said, I failed my queen at that time.
Can I ask you, is it you talking about like literal invest, or you just talking about investing time into something?
No, yeah, literal investing.
Gotcha.
Like putting, like buying some shit that I didn't even have no business buying.
Because I think it's important to elaborate, because investing time is much different than some money. Yeah. So yeah, continue.
Nah, yeah. So it's I was just pretty much in that mental state. After going through that dark time with my lady for so long, and finally, like you said, being able to recognize what's the problem is and then fixing it, and now we can heal from it. I drop a bomb like months later, 3 months later, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Thinking that I was confident that it was going to push us to the next level. It didn't. It actually pushed us down even further. So it happens, bro. So, you're just human, but as a man, it's just important to realize it. And if you can do that, then we can progress from here. You know what I'm saying? So, I totally understand. It's like Vivi said in my chat, bro. She said, you guys are twins, because me and you have been going through the same shit. We grew up in a very similar way. Of course, yours was a lot tougher than mine, but
I mean, it's all relative.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it caused the same trauma. So what was tougher?
Yeah.
You know?
It was, and so, from the fact that your dad left you, or your just what happened to your family at 3, it happened at me at 3, and then it just contributed. Everything contributed to this now. How you recognize love, how I recognize love is the same. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how that happened, but
it's wild.
Yeah. Tough, man.
So
Tough, yeah.
you said you got 2 hours, huh?
Yeah, we right on time too.
We had 1 hour and 38 for me. Is that what you got?
Oh no, I got let me see. I got an hour. Actually, I'm 4 minutes over.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, well.
And we can still go. I mean,
all right.
You ain't got no topics. You like, let me look through this real quick.
Yeah. So we actually touched on a lot of this stuff without it, but we didn't talk about balancing life with streaming, specifically streaming. Hey,
I was about to say she been listening. She been listening. See that? You know what I mean? That's real love.
She brought me some tres leches cake.
Bruh.
And the best one too.
Oh my God, I love that.
So
she ain't getting tres leches for your guests, bro. What kind of show is this? What kind of show is this, fam?
True. I gotta check her on that, man. We talked about trusting easy.
You
Okay. I
You
got
looking at
the
the cake.
no, I was looking at the notes that I
Oh,
took. So, all right, this is a weird one, but I was like, I'm gonna ask him anyways.
okay.
What made you want to coach me that day?
Wait, why is that? Why is that weird? I'm curious.
Because I was thinking, like, I wonder what he's gonna think about this question. I don't know. What
I
made you
think
want to? What made you? What did I actually write? Why did you feel the need to coach me about talking to people on my stream?
because like I said, okay. So like I said, I've been watching. So I watched you. I noticed you from Bambi stream, bro. I noticed you from day one. You know what I mean? You was quiet
Mhm.
back then because you know when you're around people, you like me, you kind of like, okay, let me observe the room before I really get out there, which is cool. But I think I think with people like us, we uh we only observe because we want to learn, right? And it's very important for us to understand the people and the crowds that are around us so we can know, like you said before, I think my girl said this to me, but we're servants. We like to serve. And my girl told me not too long ago, I think about 2 weeks ago, it's like she was like she was like, you know what? I think people like coming to you for help. It's not the fact uh that you like to help. It's more the fact that they like the help that you are willing to give. And I'm like, I didn't know what she meant. And now when you ask me this question, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, he came in the stream and and it just triggered for me realizing everything I've seen you go through and how you talk about it when you play games. It's like how you play games, Yiggen. Yiggen, I don't watch your games at all. When I come to your stream, I don't watch your games, bro. I watch you. I watch you. That's why I was like, yeah, I don't know if you remember when I came to your stream last time. I was like, you look bored, Yiggen. You look bored, bro. You was like, I ain't
Yeah,
bored. I ain't bored because I was like, so I was like, man, this guy, I know you like playing games because I like playing games.
yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like you have a lot of stuff on your mind that you're not able to talk to. Whether, we talk to our ladies, we talk to them only so much. But how many times do you feel like when you're alone, like right now in your office, you ain't streaming, you by yourself, and you sitting there like, man, it's some bullshit. Like just something. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's Twitch, whether it's bills that you got to deal with. Like you don't say it because you want to be conservative. You want everybody to think that I'm the man and I'm cool, I'm fine, but I'm not. Like shit is bothering me right now.
Yeah.
So that day, I brought that shit on my stream without saying anything to nobody, and the only person that recognized that was you. So when you told me that, when you said, "Yo, shut this shit off. Let's just put that shit on just chat and let's talk about this." So when you threw that at me, I thought, fine. If Yiggen want to say that, let me throw the same shit at Yiggen because how you felt about what I had on my heart and my passion about what was going on in that stream right now, you thought my passion wasn't in that game, and it wasn't. My passion was more about ready to get on this show, say fuck what, excuse me, I'm gonna say it. This is how I feel. Fuck what Twitch thinking about. They can sue me, they can kick me, they can ban me. I'll leave this shit today. But as long as I know my word just came out.
That's right.
And this is how I feel. So I said, Yiggen, I told you, I was like, Yiggen, bro, that's how you right. I should do that. So since you triggered that shit, you just triggered what I thought about you for the last 3 or
Got
4
you.
months. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me put this out. All honestly, bro, I really don't think you into the games as much as you are. What you're meant for and what I think your passion is talking about real shit. You wouldn't put real in front of your name if it wasn't. You know,
Yeah.
you deserve to get that passion out there because I feel like a lot of times when we go into Twitch streams or anything, no, like we go back to the face. Everybody's putting on a face and being conservative and being clean just because they trying to make it. Ain't nobody that positive. Ain't nobody sitting there. I'm serious, bro. Ain't nobody sitting there every day in their life. Everybody get on stream and be like, "Oh, hey, it's great to see you. Oh, God, oh, guys, gotta go follow that dude right away, man. He's an awesome streamer. He's got all this content." As soon as they turn that shit off, I bet you they be like, "Fuck, I'm done. Thank you." You know?
Yeah.
So for me to come in there and see that you wanted to do that and open that panel for everybody in Twitch, we need that. That's what we need. I don't need somebody that's smiling at me all day. Everybody else does that. I want somebody to come in and be a Mike Tyson for Twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want that. I want to be able to come in and be like, "Yo, Yiggen, bro, you ever feel like motherfuckers is just fucking with you for no reason?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to come in. I want to come in and be like, "Hey, this is my barbershop. I could talk shit the way I want to, how I feel, and nobody is gonna judge." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
And the only person I felt was willing to do that is RealYiggen, is Leon. So if you're willing to do that, what better way to get that platform out there that's going to heal so many who just want to vent and just want to get their story out there than somebody that's trying to give people a platform for that reason, especially in Twitch, because I feel like if you could do that for Twitch and then you're opening so many doors for Twitch. You know what I mean? These guidelines that Twitch has can sometimes regulate on
Man.
things like this. But how do we open doors for Twitch to be more open? We start we start controversy. You know, we start not. I'm not trying to say conflict, but we
Right.
challenge. We challenge. You know, and so if I, it's what Tupac said one thing. You know, I might not change the world, but I might spark the mind that will change the world someday.
Mm.
So whether you, I'm not saying you do, but if you at any point of that stream came in there that one day and had doubts if you really wanted to do that shit, I mean, you thought about it and you was like, "Man, I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't know what the title will be. I don't know how the setup, the layout will be. I don't even know if people will come in to show up." I feel like, fuck it, man. Like, if you ain't never had a fucking moment in any time, just start. Don't even worry about the title. Don't worry about the layout. Just start. Because from
Yeah.
there, then you could worry about all that shit. But all I know is I see a person that can be the most prominent outfit to do this. There's nobody else more passionate about real talk than Yiggen. Somebody who's been through some real shit. So that's the best way I could put it, bro.
Yeah.
Don't ain't nobody else. I like okay, see the difference between you and me is if I get on, I get on, I know I can quit Twitch today and not give a fuck.
Right.
But if you get on, I know you gonna care, and I know you willing to talk real no matter what. But at the same time, where I just got out of my emotional trauma 2 years ago, you know. Whereas you might be at a point where you're like, I'm emotionally ready for this because I'm the type of person that be like, no, fuck y'all. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. You, on the other
Yeah.
hand, you gonna consider, you gonna consider, and I respect that. You gonna consider, like, okay, you know
Consider
what?
what?
Just talking real, but trying to understand the other side, you know? Like I'm
Oh
ready.
yeah.
Me, yeah. And I'm understanding the side, but me on the other hand, I'm gonna say what I want to say, whether Twitch like it or not. You know,
Oh,
I'm ready for that. Yeah.
if
Do
you
you feel like
if y'all see my stream, anybody who's in this chat,
that boy said?
I talk about politics.
Yeah.
I talk about religion. I
Yeah.
talk about anything that I feel needs to be talked about because
Yeah.
for what? What are you holding back for? Why can't you have a conversation without tripping?
Exactly.
For what?
That's real.
Who disrupt? And people looked at it crazy, like they was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We can name the big ones. MLK.
Okay.
We can talk
Yep.
about Prince on that side.
Mm.
Super disruptive. And now I
Mm.
listen to Prince now and I say there's literally no one else that can make his music. No one has like Prince. No one had the energy, nothing. There were a lot of imitators, but no one like Prince. And that's why when I look at Prince and Michael Jackson, I got Prince over Mike Jack all day. Not to take away from Michael Jackson, but I think Mike didn't challenge on the level that he could have. Right? True. And Prince did. And so by default, no, Prince didn't have as much fans or as much money. But when you listen to the music, Michael Jackson's is a lot more tailored. Yes, he was more successful, but Prince's is a lot more intricate. Prince is a lot more musician in Prince's music. And I didn't even care about Prince until 4 years ago. I just it didn't matter. I'm from Minnesota. Like, you know?
Prince really honed his flaws. You know what I'm saying? Whereas
man, that's a perfect statement.
Yeah, well, Mike was he was dealing with them, but didn't know how to share them. So yeah, that's a very crazy way to see that, man. That's real though.
But real. Yeah, I tend to always go in with understanding because I know what it's like to pop off at the jaws and just not care what nobody thinks. I don't care what Twitch thinks. I'll go to Facebook. Like Facebook is paying Yiggen's salary and like you ain't gotta wait for payouts and they just waived all their sub fees. Did you hear that?
No,
you get 100% revenue from now on Facebook until 2023.
Really?
Yes.
That's dope.
I know. I'm like,
I'm looking at Twitch. I'm looking at you guys. Y'all, like, y'all fucking up.
Like
to the 15th. Y'all got me waiting to the 15th. How many days is that? 14 more days.
Like I'm not worried about no dang Twitch. But I hate streaming on Facebook and YouTube. But either way, if I had to leave Twitch, it don't matter. But no, man, I got two kind of the same more questions. In the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
I know you read that. I was like, I don't know if you're gonna notice.
It's not called Lake Minnetonka no more because they changed it because the Minnetonka, I believe, was the name of somebody who took over and did a lot of mass murdering of Indians. And Minnetonka is an Indian reserve, like Indian land and stuff. So like,
I didn't know that. Yeah,
like the name Minnetonka, Minnesota, all these places are all Indian names, right? So they changed it back to the Indian name, which is like Lake Minnetonka, Minnedoska. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it's a name that's crazy. But I hope that it sticks and people still, or actually no, I lied. I'm thinking about Lake Calhoun. Minnetonka is the same. I'm sorry. Calhoun was changed back to whatever. Y'all don't know Minnesota lakes. We got 10,000 of these things. But it's actually like 100,000. But yeah. Anyways,
you good. You did good, man.
To close, it's something I want to ask you in the beginning, but now that we have all this delicious juiciness.
Yeah, talk to him.
Who do you see yourself being in the next hold on, I'm sorry.
I hate you already for this question.
That's not the question though.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's even worse, actually. It's even
Damn.
worse. All right, so
Okay.
who do you want to be in the near future? This is not the question, but this is one of them. Who do you see yourself being, let's say, whatever the near future looks like for you? Because for me, I'm on a legacy type thing. I think in 10-year spans. I used to think in month spans. So in the near future, whatever that looks like, who do you see yourself being? Or who do you, yeah,
Near future
who do you
being
see
five.
yourself being?
What you saying, like 5'10"? Or just like
Whatever your near future is, just wherever your goals are set,
my
who do you see
goals are
yourself
probably
being?
I wanna right now where my mental is, my mental in streaming, I wanna be the Tony Stark of streaming. You understand that? The Iron Man
I
of streaming.
understand it, but how do you relate it to streaming?
I guess I want to take the streaming to a point where I, you've never seen it before. Like what I'm doing now, people say, "Wow, I've never seen this before." I
Mm,
want to take it farther than that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I want
but
to I want
but
to
you're
take it to
32 already. Like it's a little late, right?
I mean, if you think about it, I used to think I in some ways I think that, in other
I'm
ways
32
I
by the way
don't.
as well, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just challenging him right now to, yeah.
In other ways, I don't because you gotta put it on paper. Let's look at people like Childish Gambino.
Mm,
He didn't really get there or get recognition until he was like 30, 31. Look at where he's at now. He's a if you look at Childish, bro, Childish is a symbol now, bro. Like I think when we talk about Michael Jackson and we talk about Prince, the two closest people that you have to think about in this generation would probably be Childish Gambino and the Weekend
mm,
and this generation because yeah, that's the closest we have. Because I mean, if you think about it, what's music nowadays? It's just hip hop. It's not even it's hip hop or pop. It's not even country. You don't hear rock songs. You don't. That's all it is. But to be idolized as one of the greatest creative streamers of all time is where I want to be. I want to show people that I'm gonna say it on stream, and y'all gonna have to forgive me. A black man can change the tides of he what is expected from my people. I want people to be able to look at me and say that, wow, he's done something nobody's ever seen before, and that's beyond any other culture. You know what I'm trying to say? And if I'm able to do that and change the tide, not just for my people, but I think I could use that platform as a unity for more streamers. You know what I'm saying? To motivate more streamers, especially people in our culture to branch out. And it's I think a lot of times, bro, the future is to the kids. And
all
I'm not
day.
no yeah, no disrespect to any of them growing up now, but a lot of it is misguided today. Like everything's misguided and negative and toxic. And I want to, even though I want people to be real, I want them to realize what me and you realize is that, like you said before, there's a lot of things that you could be doing to be cool. But you know what's funny about that shit, Yiggin?
Mm,
There's a lot of controversy with great people in the past, like MLK, Lincoln, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. But you know what they all have in common is they all thought differently. They were all just one person who thought differently and went against the world's thought. Like if you think about like Lincoln,
Mm-hmm.
we talk about, people always have their thoughts about Lincoln, but when I look at Lincoln, I felt like Lincoln, he was the only one out of the entire United States, even his own cabinet, who thought his cabinet didn't even believe that he should, sign this bill for slaves to be free. His cabinet was trying to convince him every day to not do this shit. You know, Martin Luther King believed that he had a dream. He changed the world off a dream
Mm.
of blacks and whites holding hands. And you know what? A lot of times talking about Malcolm X, how people talk about, oh man, we got to fight back and all this stuff. Malcolm X actually went to Egypt on his pilgrimage. Nobody talks about this. When he went there, you know what he's seen? He's seen so many different cultures and all of them unifying together. So when he came back and he tried to bring that mental back to a whole bunch of Muslims that thought that whites was just the devils and all this other stuff and other cultures ain't as powerful as blacks. He tried to show them that there's another place with diversity. You know, they killed him for it because they didn't want him to spread that word. So we only
Mm.
remember the Malcolm X that fought radically for black people. But we never knew the Malcolm that was going to be potentially the one to tell us about how to unify with other cultures finally.
Mm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
what? No.
It makes
Hey,
sense. Like you live and
hey,
you learn. You
yeah. And
change.
then Rosa Parks, man, she decided not to get up. And even though that's such a little deed, that's such a small deed, it's so big for us. So I'm trying to be that person to do what you do and say that, hey man, you don't have to do what typically is inbred for you to do, or what seems inbred for you to do. And if I could do that with streaming, you know, our people or anybody will also follow that legacy of taking it to the next level. And then we'll see black engineers, we'll see black inventors, we'll see black men in space. I don't know, bro. Like just like it would be a typical thing now. It would be a typical thing. Oh yeah, yeah. So my friend's a black engineer. Oh yeah, yeah. They do that
Right.
because we don't talk about it right now. When
Right.
you think engineers, you think anything but black. So yeah, that's where I see myself. Somebody that's gonna be revered as somebody that's trying to change the game, change the nature of this thing. So I might have went a little bit far with that, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's cool. And then the last question I have for you, it's kind of the same realm. Um, who do you want to be when who do you want to be when your life is all said and done?
Shit, that's a hard one, huh? I used to. So I'm the type of person that's scared to die.
Mm.
This, because I don't know what's next. I didn't grow up in a church. Um, so obviously I didn't. I grew up Baptist, but I didn't stay in the church too long after that. With life and shit. So, do I believe in God? Yes, I do. I do. But do I also feel agnostic about the situation? Of course. Um, I think when I think about my Indian life, it's very similar to yours. How you feel about how you wanted to be at on your deathbed, either with your wife or next to her. Um, I'm very much I'm very much similar to that, man. I think my legacy, I want, if it doesn't pass through the world, I want it to pass through my kids. I want I want to be revered in their eyes as as somebody that's good, that was good. If there was a last, if I pass away and there's a last portrait of me, every time my kids look at it, I want them to think, now there's something to aspire to. And like you said, love is is life's currency, man. I don't want to be led by money. I don't even want to have to worry about it. But you know, if I had to, if my legacy had nothing but love, mastering everything that you ever like viewed, like you know how we say, money don't pay bills, all that stuff, and just it's all, everything is about getting your paper, but
Yeah.
I feel like love is the most powerful thing in the world, and if we can, that's where I want it to be when people would think about me. It's like, damn, this man proved that love over toxic ways and all this bullshit that we going through day in day out. Love prevail, bro. Kind of like a lot like Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? When you think you can't do that in 2021, you can't be one person and change the world nowadays. But I want to.
Yeah.
I want people to. I want that to happen again, and I want to be the one to do that in some sense, especially for my family. So if that's what I want people to know. It's like, yo, Z loved the world, man. Not just the people around him, but he loved everything about his life and everything that any and everybody that came through.
Mm.
I want people to know my story and be able to tell it in good light. So we're gonna see in time. In time. You know.
Now, with that
Yeah,
being said, is there anything else you have for me, sir? Again, I'll tell you, I got as much time as you got. So
nah, man. It's been, thank you for having me, man.
yeah,
And
man.
thank you for listening to my story and giving me a chance to let the people know a little bit about me. And hopefully you took something away from me as much as I taken from you tonight. And
You
yeah,
don't
man,
even know.
we gonna
I got
continue this.
I got
Continue.
sub convos and all kind of crazy stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
yo,
So
can we get the Y to Z show going?
now you got that Y to Y, so this is a
Yeah,
consistent thing
but
now. We
I
gonna
mean,
you know
you kind of went off and snapped off, so I'm just saying,
My snaps is coming from your snaps. We build it, it's marinating between each other. So that's where we at right now. So it's cool. Yeah, man, it was cool to be here. Thank you for having me. And number one thing I would just tell you, Yiggen, is never, don't doubt yourself, bro. This is you. This is you. I'm looking at my stream right now, but I feel like I'm on yours. You know what I'm
mm,
saying?
yeah,
Like just the layout and everything like that. This is my stream is your stream right now. So um thank you, bro. Real talk. Thank you. Much love to you, bro.
thank you.
Mhm.
Now, I'm ready to end it, but I didn't really even think of asking the chat if they had any questions. So I
Yeah,
guess I can ask y'all real quick if y'all have any questions and give it like a minute or two. And if not, then
okay.
we can go ahead and end it up right here.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
It's a thing.
yeah, man. Yeah, that was it's actually more. I actually went into this thinking that you was gonna be really reserved.
Hey,
And I was
shit.
like, the
It's
way
your
he was
fault.
talking, he sound like he's one of those.
Yeah. Nah, have you experienced that before? Is that what it was?
Yeah, most people, a lot of people who I think it comes down to like the experience, but then also just not having the right people to see that
Mhm.
vulnerability is actually healing, and
Yeah,
like they're just so to themselves. Cause to me,
yeah.
it's like nothing really like nothing really matters. Like, not nothing matters, but like telling you about my past is not gonna do anything except heal. Except like, cause as soon as let's say you get to judging or something, bye.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Like,
That's all that happens.
like it's done. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like,
Yeah, that's all that happens, bro.
so
A lot of people can't realize that though.
I see it a lot. And Black Hot Hato, you're welcome.
You ain't shit. You ain't shit, Yiggen.
Black Hato. Black Black the Black Hato. No, I'm playing. But yeah, y'all welcome, man. Y'all welcome. And it's a pleasure. And I'm here to serve y'all. So anytimes. But we ain't got no questions. Yeah. Serve y'all. You got me twisted.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, with that being said, man, that's my time. I love y'all. Thanks for being real, Yiggins.